shot making.
It was a huge test. A good step forward.
Djokovic rolls back the years.
These are the moments that I still play tennis for.
Yeah, thanks for reminding.
One spot in the gentlemen's final remains. Will it belong to Novak Djokovic or Jannik Sinner? It's the clash of titans that we were looking forward to since names were pulled from the famous velvet bag and the draw was set. We're moments away from sending you back to center court for that final semi-final matchup in the gentlemen's draw. But tomorrow, it's the ladies' singles final. It's between Linda Noskova and Karolina Muchova, former doubles partners, fellow countrywomen from Czechia, that now will be going head-to-head at the championships Wimbledon. As we welcome you inside our studio, I'm Malika Andrews alongside Andy Roddick, and we just saw Sasha Zverev book his first ever ticket to the final here at Wimbledon. Is there anything, Andy, that you saw from that match that you feel like he can carry into the next one?
Has to keep serving the way he has been. It's just a record clip of miles per hour versus the percentage, and everything with Sasha revolves around how well he's hitting his forehand.
And that brings us to today's Inside the Point. It is brought to you by Vivguard. Let's dive into that forehand a little bit here.
Yeah, so you'll see Sasha as he's moving to his right? So you hit the return and is moving to the right. When he's moving to the right in motion, he's able to flatten that forehand out. He has been doing that so well, and we'll see it again. But notice where his movement is going. To the right, and absolutely unloads the chamber on that forehand. He's been doing that so well over the course of these 2 weeks. It'll be interesting to see where Sinner and Djokovic, whoever prevails there, is able to kind of pin him in that backhand corner, or make him hit forehands moving to his left instead of moving to his right.
Yeah, and we talked to him the other day. He just has a different kind of confidence and swagger, although that's not the word that he preferred to use, coming off of winning in Roland Garros. And he's looking now, he is the third ever man to go from winning his first major to then making the final of the very next one. So he awaits the winner of Jannik Sinner and Novak Djokovic. We're just over 5 minutes away from bringing that to you, but it's time for today's DraftKings Sports Court Report. DraftKings is now live in all 50 states. New DraftKings customers, you can spend $5, get $200 in bonuses. Download the DraftKings app, use the promo code POINT when you sign up. The crown is yours. It goes so far beyond, though, the numbers when you're talking about Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner. And for Novak, it's not just a spot in the final that is on the line here. It is that quest for a 25th major title here, Andy. And he knows what's at stake and the opportunity that's in front of him, because this is a time where he doesn't have to go through both of the current big two, if you will, in Sinner and Alcaraz. It's just Jannik Sinner that he has to get through.
Just Jannik Sinner,
which
the
is
number one player
just.
in the world. Yeah, you're spot on. In his press conference after the U.S. Open last year, he said, you know, I have doubts whether I can get through Jannik and Carlos back-to-back in a major, 3 out of 5 sets. Tried it this year in Australia, solved one half of that equation. Obviously, with Carlos not here, he has to feel a little bit more comfortable, but I guarantee you he's not thinking anything to do with winning 2 matches. This is purely on the next 5-6 hours of his life right now.
Right, because it is such a task for him to try to beat Jannik Sinner, who he's never actually beaten while Sinner is the #1 seed. So for more, let's bring in our Jeff Darlington. Jeff, what exactly is Jannik focused on and Novak Djokovic focused on, with history on the line for both of these gentlemen?
Malika, Andy was just talking about the idea of passing tests before they got to Wimbledon. Well, they've passed all of the tests since arriving at Wimbledon. Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner both facing questions as they did get here, really answering all those questions every single match they played. But we all know that at this point, it's not just about shot making, it's also about survival.
Wimbledon has already seen the beauty in both of them. Sinner's clean lines, Djokovic's stubborn magic. But this one feels more like a test than a showcase. A test of heat, of age, of recovery, of what the body can still give when the moment asks for more. Sinner has spent this Wimbledon making pressure look quiet. But London is getting hotter, and heat is the main opponent that has beaten him this year. A month ago in Paris, he wilted in the sun. The heat almost took him out in Australia, too. So the question stays simple. Can the body stay as calm as the game?
All tests were really good. We are very sure we need to practice, in hotter conditions.
Djokovic has spent his career making time feel negotiable. One more set, one more escape, one more answer when the match asks for something unreasonable. Tuesday night, it asked again. 5 hours and 15 minutes, the longest quarterfinal in Wimbledon history.
Djokovic does it one more time.
At 39, he faces a question too. How quickly will his body recover?
Let's see. I still try to prove to myself and others that I'm able to compete with the best players in the world.
Sinner and Djokovic have already traded answers. Sinner took this court from Djokovic a year ago. Djokovic took it back in Australia, 5 sets in January. Now, the deeper question is not who can hit through whom. It is who can endure what the other one demands. Sinner against the heat. Djokovic against the clock.
Still got the energy to bring it.
Both against the weight of a match that needs no explanation once the names are spoken.
Djokovic and defending champion Jannik Sinner on a semifinals collision course. Well, as we head inside center court, Novak Djokovic, Jannik Sinner making a walk that both gentlemen have made so very many times before. They know the history that is on the line. It's time for the match we've all been waiting for. Chris Fowler, take it away.
Malika, thanks. Welcome to the moments before the walkout. 15th time in his astounding career, Djokovic has made this walk for a Wimbledon semifinal. The first time he did so, 07, facing Nadal. His opponent was about 5 years old. So that always illustrates the gap in age that Djokovic now has to view as an obstacle. Patrick McEnroe alongside. When they walked out a year ago at this stage, there were questions, and Sinner had the answers. It was a pretty straightforward match.
Yeah, I think this year, incredibly, because Djokovic is now 39, he goes into this with a slightly better chance than he had last year. Sinner looked pretty much unbeatable last year. He's looked good this year, but not, to me, the level he was at last year. Then you've got Djokovic coming in off of, yes, the marathon win in the quarterfinals, but also coming in for the first time in a while off of a win against Sinner in a major, which he had this year at the Australian Open. So I think Novak, if he's held fresh, or maybe can he run a lot, maybe he won't be fresh no matter what, comes into this one thinking, you know what, I could play my game on this surface and have a chance to win it. I don't have to redline. We'll see how he starts the match, because I think that'll be a big part of the equation for him. What does he think he needs to do to beat Sinner?
We'll get clues early about how helpful the 2 days off have been since that 5-hour, 15-minute conquering of Felix Auger-Aliassime, the longest quarterfinal in Wimbledon history. A little cooler than it has been, 83 degrees as they walk out on center court covered in sunshine. The Royal Box and the 15,000 seats here will quickly refill for this anticipated collision of the defending champion and the 7-time Wimbledon champion. Sinner and Djokovic. That says plenty right there.
feels like there's an extra buzz in the air.
The plot thickens.
Djokovic and defending champion Jannik Sinner have been on a collision course.
We know each other quite well, and these are challenges why I practice for and why I try to find myself in the bigger stages.
Absolutely stunning.
Novak, we know how many times he won here, and there is no tougher challenge to play against him. I'm looking forward to it.
Another great historic run for me at the Grand Slams.
These are kind of moments that I still play tennis for.
No place you'd rather be than right here, right now.
What could be better than this?
The greatest stage in tennis, Wimbledon Center Court, just elevates whatever happens here. Matches can take on mythic proportions. They certainly have, involving both of these two men, Jannik Sinner and Novak Djokovic, to meet for the 7th time in a major and the 12th time overall. Sinner a slight edge. Talked about the match in Melbourne, in which Djokovic snapped a 5-game head-to-head losing streak against the defending champion here. Welcome to the bunker in the most beautiful office in the world. Chris Fowler, Patrick McEnroe, John McEnroe. As always, a privilege to share these big moments with you guys. I don't know who would have thought that Novak Djokovic at 39, who sort of set the standard for sustained excellence, astounding achievement, longevity, not just in tennis, maybe in any sport, would be here as the major obstacle for champions who are 15 years younger than him.
You know, I just was with Andre Agassi a couple minutes ago, and one of the things he said to me about 8 years ago when he was working with him is that this guy gets healthy, he could do this for another 10 years. And I was sort of like, come on. I mean, no human being alive can do it, but yet he's doing it. And the other thing to me is, like, when you look at matchups, you're always looking at what you do better and what the weaknesses are, if any. You look at Novak. I mean, he's looking at Sinner right now. What does he do better than Sinner? I mean, there's probably not a whole lot of things if Jannik is on. Is he going to go after the forehand because it's been a little up and down? Can he attack the serve because maybe Novak's second serve better than Jannik's? He'll attack it. It's going to be very interesting, this chess match, to see how he goes after Sinner, having beaten him in 5 sets. Not as firm a bounce on this court, so there'll be more bad hops, so he may not be able to time it as well as he did in Australia. But still, it's going to be extremely interesting.
Yeah, I don't think that at least I didn't think that Novak Djokovic would be able to find a way against Sinner and against Alcaraz. Because you go to the 3 matches, the 3 previous matches they played before Australia, all straightforward wins for Sinner, including last year here in the semifinals. But Djokovic, what does he do? He figures out a way to tinker with his game, to make a couple of subtle changes, and here he is back, and I think comes into this match today with a slightly better chance than he had last year in the semifinals.
Very grateful to have those 2 days off since that war out here with Felix Auger-Aliassime. You know, it's been anything but straightforward. He's only had 1 straight set match as he seeks his 25th major here. 8th Wimbledon title would equal Roger Federer. Obviously, he was exhausted, spent mentally and physically, but having that extra day to get ready, we'll all find out together how big a factor the freshness is. Sinner got tested right away off that meltdown in Paris. Didn't play a grass court event, comes here and got involved in a match against a Serbian protege of Djokovic. Misha Kecmanovic took him to 5. He had to come from 2 sets to 1 down in that match, but he draws on his champion's pedigree here, and since then been very efficient.
Yeah, he's looked good. I mean, he hasn't looked great the way he did last year, I think, and even though he's won his matches in straight sets, you see a few more unforced errors from him, not pitting the ball just quite with the efficiency that he did last year, but now he gets to the semifinals. He's in a great position, so I expect him to play very close to his best today in this semifinal.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that we used to talk about what does an opponent have to do to have a chance against Djokovic. Does he have to redline? Now it's kind of Novak in the role reversal, as you alluded to. What does he have to do to handle this guy with really no weaknesses to speak of?
We're not really sure what Novak's going to do. Is he going to sort of test Sinner and see if sort of his, you know, it hasn't been awesome, it's just been good enough? Will that be good enough? Or will he soon find out that Sinner's found his game, and it's going to have to do something special. It's going to be interesting.
I think that's a big part of sort of the mentality of Djokovic. How does he feel physically coming into this? As you see, he's had to work hard, not just in the last match, but in a couple other matches. And I think if he starts to play real aggressively early, then you're thinking, okay, he's thinking he maybe won't feel like he can go the distance in this match, 4 or 5 hours, which he may have to.
Like what we want to know on a scale of 1 to 10, how's he feeling physically?
He wouldn't reveal much, but it'll be revealed out here.
If he's been hurting, he's done a pretty remarkable job of hiding it for the most part. Except when he called that trainer, but that ended up being a non-issue against Felix. A lot of empty seats for this one to start. In mourning for Arthur Ferry. A bit overwhelmed there. That's where they should have weight classes or height classes when he had to play Zverev.
Djokovic has been serving great throughout the entire tournament. You mentioned that second serve. That was a good one at 115. And if he can win some quick points and have some easy holds, that will be great for his energy levels.
Is it warm? Yes, 83 degrees, but not too bad. Sinner, obviously, we have to bring that up after what he went through in Paris and some other occasions.
And it was 7 or 8 degrees hotter in previous days, and this match getting started about 4:15 makes a difference. It's still hot, but they won't have to play 4 hours in peak heat.
So you're going to see Sinner try to attack the second serve. Djokovic, in return, is going to go bigger on it more consistently. He's got to keep the double faults down. For the most part, he's done an amazing job of that. And that first serve is, arguably better than ever, even at 39.
Quick hold. This button position between the royal box and the player boxes doesn't seem too breezy out there, Chris.
No, Chris, when we were out at practices earlier today, we both noticed that the wind had picked up earlier this morning. The wind has now died down, as you guys said, about 83 degrees, which is cooler than when these gentlemen played on Tuesday when the weather was up into the 90s. The other part about the timing of this match, you'll notice that very quickly the shade is covering the far side of the court. By the time we reach 6 o'clock, that's about 90 minutes from now, almost this entire half of the court will be shaded.
These guys practice against each other before the tournament on a hot day over on #1 court. Nobody's trying to figure out whose towel goes in what box.
Yeah, he's asking Jannik, which box do you have? You have the purple or the green?
Okay.
Ball kids don't bring the players' towels anymore since COVID, if you're wondering why they have to sort this out themselves. And get the towels properly arranged now. Yeah. Sinner's first service game. He was almost unplayable when they met in this round here a year ago. Djokovic able to create only 2 breakpoint opportunities in a straight set loss. Could not deal with Sinner's serve as one of the, if not the greatest returner ever.
Is he going to be able to step up and bring that AA plus game? It's going to be interesting because he certainly hasn't left it out on the practice court of his previous matches. I wonder in a way if he went indoors to try to get his timing with the 2 days off. Yeah,
the first of the 2 days off there, and Kale took him inside. And we'll talk about the bounces on these courts because it's been something that the players say it's a little bit different this year than the norm. Very hot and dry. It's the ground underneath the grass that determines the bounce. And the ball not skidding through the court, John, because it is so firm. The bounces are kind of checking up, and we've seen players kind of reach and lunge for shots more than usual.
In front of a lot of balls, it's true. So it's tougher for Novak to go as huge as he did in Australia with the forehand. Why? Because the bounce isn't as consistent as you just talked about.
It's pretty common over the years. A lot of the players who are, used to playing a lot of matches at Wimbledon will, on an off day, go hit some balls on the indoor courts. It's get a little rhythm, get a little groove. Especially the practice courts at Arangi Park, where usually the players practice on their off days. Those courts are really chewed up because they get played on all day, every day. Different than these match courts.
No surprise that Djokovic didn't turn up today after that quarterfinal battle with Andre Aliassime, using the first of his 2 days off to sort of stay away and let the body recover. He's had 3 nighttime finishes at Wimbledon, later than normal. Djokovic won the first of their 3 head-to-heads, including 2 at Wimbledon in 22 and 23. Of course, Sinner turning things around. Comes in here as a solid favorite. The odds maker is making Djokovic a 4-1 underdog, and Sinner 2-9 favorite. That's probably as big an underdog as Djokovic has been at Wimbledon, I would think.
I mean, he'd won 5 in a row, Sinner, until that Australian Open match this year. And 3 of them, as we said, in majors, and 2 in big matches, Davis Cup finals and Masters in Shanghai. A lot of people look at that actually match they played in the Davis Cup final. That was the end of 23 when Djokovic served for the match, and it was best of 3 in the 3rd set. Sinner broke him, and there was a lot of interest and pressure on Sinner. It was in Italy. That sort of was what catapulted him to win his first major just a couple of months later in Australia.
That began that 5-match win streak against Djokovic.
30 love. Both guys coming out firing off the serve.
Got it.
That's 111 mile per hour second serve, so he's going to be taking risk. I don't know if that was hit totally cleanly, but he'll take the result.
Wonder in the rallies, guys, Djokovic, years past, used to be better than anybody, getting in and out of the corners, unafraid to kind of patrol the baseline. He's a better chance against Sinner playing down the middle, kind of trying to control from the center of the court, not make it a running match.
Interesting. I think he's going to want to preserve how much he runs, but if it gets to the late in the set, he'll be willing to do that if it's even.
Djokovic. 3 comfortable holds to start this second men's semifinal. Sasha Zverev awaits the winner here on Sunday.
Welcome back to the Championships Wimbledon. ESPN's coverage is proudly presented by Barclays.
Heat wave continues in London. What a hot summer. Not a drop of rain at Wimbledon. Would have been unheard of back in the day.
Ready for play.
Crowd still just getting settled in. That was the first changeover since the first semi.
Well, I think they're expecting to be out here for a while, a lot longer than the first match.
Importance of the first set. If it gets tight late and becomes a little bit extended, as it did against Auger-Aliassime, you feel like Djokovic had to have that tiebreak first set the other day.
I don't know.
He looked pretty fresh. Yeah, he looked pretty fresh at the end.
Okay in the fifth.
But he had a one set to love cushion. He could afford the problem that he had in the second set.
Sinner still seems to be struggling a bit off the forehand early.
T15.
Attacked those nicely, had some nice margin.
40-15.
Saw out of the corner of his eye, Djokovic had given up on that, so he didn't have to do anything with the volley, just put it in.
Game Sinner.
Has anybody ever hit the forehand bigger and also with more margin than him? He's not hitting a flat ball. He's actually able to generate incredible pace with safety.
You're talking about Sinner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Nadal hit it with way more spin and could hit it pretty darn hard. Not as flat, obviously, as Sinner. So
Djokovic did a pretty darn good job in Australia of going big with, maybe there wasn't as much margin, but it seemed like they were going in consistently.
15 love.
certainly coming out early. Djokovic serving exceptionally well early.
Let's for service.
Center had a medium deep return position, still struggling to get returns in play. Hasn't won a point yet when Djokovic has made the first serve. He's made 9 of 12.
I was surprised in Australia that Sinner didn't make a little bit of an adjustment on his second serve return, sometimes moving a little further back, which is what Alcaraz did to sort of start to turn that match around in the final against Djokovic. Play with a little more arc, a little more shape. Try to get Djokovic extended a little bit more in the rallies.
At the biggest moments in that match, he could not get enough quality returns and play 2 for 18. That was a stunning stat, the fact that he had 18 opportunities to break. He was consistently making opportunities, but then not converting.
One of the few guys that can go toe-to-toe with him off the baseline, that backhand is Sinner. He beat him at his own game. That's what, probably the most amazing part of that match. They just out-hit Sinner.
Now Sinner would love to play a lot of points today like that. Djokovic scrambling to defend, and here is the first break point.
So would everyone else in the human race. It doesn't happen too often with anybody, but this is more, at least now, of the Jannik Sinner we've grown accustomed to seeing. Struggled to get here, but he's gotten a little better each round. Early chance. Get that break.
Safer, less aggressive serve in that break point. Beautiful ball struck up the line.
That's the key shot for him, to be able to be aggressive off the two-hander and take it up the line consistently. Hard to do, but he is capable of it.
Guy as fast as Sinner, always a good play to go back behind him, isn't it?
Especially when you can take it early like Novak can, and he did there. So he stepped in, took the ball right off the bounce, saw that Sinner was scrambling to get back to the middle.
Great job. You erased the first break point of the semifinal. And holds back in front 3-2. I mean, the numbers are mind-blowing. Look at this number. More major semis than Zverev, Alcaraz, and Sinner combined. A lot more. Those are the top 3 other active men. It's just to even conceive of that.
I mean,
he's played 83 majors, John. He's made 55 semis.
like, how is that possible? I mean,
Thank you.
it defies belief.
Point, please.
What's it, 8 straight here in the semis?
That's well handled by Sinner. You asked this question at the beginning, John. What does Djokovic do better than Sinner now? Well, that to me would be one area that he's a little bit better with the slice, playing short, you know, with a little more nuance to his game. But that time Sinner handled it beautifully. That's something that he's been working on a lot over the last couple of years with Coach Cahill and the rest of the team. Well, tried the drop. By the way, excellent serving already out of the first 24 first serves that have been landed by both players. 21 of them have been within 2 feet of the line.
Both sharp and know they need to be, right?
Correct.
Another one. Talk about the nuance in his game. Sinner acknowledges that it was Alcaraz who was able to get him out of his own comfort zone, that forced him to embrace a little more variety, be more unpredictable, serving and volleying, chipping more. Can Djokovic still get Sinner out of his comfort zone?
He's going to try. That's why you saw him try that short slice and then try the drop shot.
Certainly did in Australia. He's not going to dig in too much at 40 love games on Sinner's serve. He's going to try to pace a little bit, save himself for when he really needs it.
Whatever has happened with Djokovic here, whether he's winning, losing, roaring, whining, it's been compelling. It's been compelling as you just don't know. Is this his last Wimbledon? He doesn't know. Nobody knows. He'll be 40 if he comes back here. So you have to just stop, appreciate, savor every chance to have him at this great stage.
After what's happened to him in the hot weathers.
Just thinking about that, Patrick. Very businesslike. Now, may not last through the whole match, but so often we've seen him looking at the sky, looking at the sun, commenting on the wind, the bad bounces. There's been a lot of drama.
Let's give it a little time.
No, I said it may not last, but
it's
it's very calm and very businesslike the first 6+ games.
Both guys serving incredibly well early.
40 love.
Doubles in back-to-back service games for Djokovic. Stings a little less at 40 love.
And I think the other one was at 40 love too, if I'm not mistaken. But or when
it was
it?
30 love.
30 love.
It kind of opened the door for a center who eventually got a break point in the game.
Djokovic.
Wow, what a serving display on center court. 4-3 Djokovic.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Center had the one break point opportunity so far. He has been untouchable in his service games.
Serving here with new balls at 3-4.
Love.
Sinner likes that kick serve out wide, so Djokovic trying to cut that off, barely missed the return. He doesn't want to be predictable in that serve, Sinner. Solid work by Sinner.
The trademark open stance slide by Djokovic, but so tough to react and recover and get back across.
It is. It's a beautiful thing to watch, though. You never get tired of seeing that when he's able to do it. Sinner's looked up at him and respected what he's seen from Djokovic as he played him and figured out how he can try to slide and time those shots as well in and out of the.
From both players. Absolutely remarkable start on serve.
So you're reaching for those. It's hard to get a great cut as a returner.
It's going to come down to that, likely, at least in this first set. Couple opportunities you get on a second. And here's one for Sinner here. 2 to Alcaraz.
Yep.
2 to Alcaraz.
Yep. Oh, but a ball from center out of the corner.
He took an educated guess, and he was able to capitalize on seeing and getting another look at that ball. But a heck of a shot. Djokovic sort of taken aback that he had hit it that well. Not a very good drop shot.
Applying the pressure on Djokovic right now.
Now circle that second serve points number. 1 for 6 thus far for Novak.
How daring is he going to be here?
The Sinner's going to go way back because he wants to make sure he
now
gets it in
play
play.
It safer.
Yeah. Now, that's really smart by Sinner to do that. Really smart.
Well, you can step in and goad him into going
15,
bigger, which you probably will do. Maybe you get the double, but most of the time you won't. But that time,
you know you're going to get a look at it to get it in the point.
Right.
And Sinner feels like if he can get in the rally, he's got the edge.
2 break points for a chance to serve out the first set.
Blame it on the sun.
I was just about to say it's another clinical point for the break, but that wasn't in the plan.
No, that definitely wasn't. It was all looking so promising. Djokovic gets out of this game. It's going to give Sinner something to think about on that changeover.
He wouldn't face the sun hitting it in that angle and just buried it in the bottom of the net. Still has a break opportunity.
Oh, hello.
Sinner with a rip pass has the first break of this semifinal. And he'll serve for the first set at 5-4. JANNIK Sinner certainly elevating. We talked about the shaky opening round match, the rust of having not played in 32 days. More efficient since then, but the level of play we've seen against 7-time champion here in the first set, something different. By far the best serving he's had.
And that backhand, after missing that overhead, had to be feeling amazing.
Thank you.
Djokovic in front of us here in exchange with his camp for the first time today, showing a little frustration, a little emotion. Mr. Troitsky on the right there.
15 love.
Impeccable serving. Hitting it very clean off both wings. His center looking like the #1 seed.
He's been true of probably all 139 Wimbledons. Late in the tournament, if you can land the ball, return near the baseline right in that spot,
good chance
your opponent will
bounce.
grumble about the bounce.
Yeah.
Before 2002, people served and volleyed all the time. That part of the court wasn't as beat up.
You don't know that's when they changed the grass formulation with this kind of ryegrass, which is more durable, can hold up better on the baseline. Not as slick.
Begs the question, why do they need to do it earlier?
A lot of players hated that they done it at all. Tim Henman, others have complained.
Yeah, get a better bounce. That's important.
Taking away the serve and volley game is a staple. And now you see it just mixed in as Sinner did there. Saw the ball floating back. So with the nice swing volley.
A couple set points after 38 minutes.
He's got to hit that consistently. Well, he knows it. His team knows it. Sinner's aware of it, but that was just too good. Sinner's got to be careful on second serves on this court that he doesn't just kick him to the backhand, because Novak's onto that.
Let's for service.
Djokovic going further back now on the return to try to give himself a chance if Sinner goes wide again.
Sinner continues to roll since that first round scare. That's now 15 straight sets that he's won. That set looked a lot like the three that he played head-to-head in last year's semifinal. Untouchable on serve, squeezes out one break, takes it 6-4. So Reese Davis and Andy Roddick in the studio, guys.
Chris, Jannik Sinner has now won 15 straight sets since falling behind 2-1 early. Andy, you identified how Sinner would attack.
Yeah, look right there. Sinner takes it when he has the opportunity to be aggressive, is really picking on the Novak Djokovic forehand. We're going to see it right here. Uses it, boom, right there. Creates some distance, and then all of a sudden, ton of space open to the backhand side. But when he gets his feet set, he is really trying to damage Djokovic to that forehand side to make him play defense from that side.
You were also talking about Djokovic serve, and if he's going to make headway in this match, some things have to change.
Yeah, his first serve percentage is great right now, mid-70s. He's 1 of 7 second serve points won, meaning he has to either defend that second serve a lot better or serve, I don't know that you can serve much better than 76%. So simply non-negotiable. He has to defend his second serve points better right now against Sinner.
So far, things in Sinner's favor as he wins the first set, and we go back to Chris now.
Guys, thank you. Yeah, the first serving is at least as good as any of his matches. The problem is this guy's much better able to attack that second serve and force him to up the ante, which will he do in the second set?
probably going to have to try. I mean, if the percentage comes down a little bit, which you would expect it would on the first, he's not going to back off on the first. That's where he's winning most of his points.
Time.
I would expect he'll start to go a little bit bigger on the second, a few more double faults, but maybe keep Sinner a little more on the defensive on the second serve.
Not sure he has a whole lot of choice at this point. If he's got to know that the second serve, when Sinner's gotten the opportunity, is capitalized. But it also depends a little bit where Sinner's returning from.
By the way, you see that graphic. The exception, one of those, is last year's Djokovic turning around the Aussie semifinal we've mentioned a few times. Sinner.
The other one was here, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he up 2 sets to love?
Second sets.
A couple of years ago, yeah. The first time they played at Wimbledon was 22. Sinner had a 2-set-to-love lead. Djokovic ran away with the last 3 sets.
Since that match, Djokovic 5 years older and Sinner 5 years better. Wouldn't suggest he try that here, which definitely increases the urgency in the second set to get some traction.
Already in the first point there, when Novak got a forehand that he could hit, he went bigger. As he's getting pushed around in the rallies, he's going to have to start to take a little more risk. It paid off in Australia.
I don't think any was sitting in the booth at 2 sets to 1 down in Australia were thinking that he was going to pull it out. Well, Chris, you looked at me like you thought he was going to pull it out.
I saw it, John. That's what's been beautiful about the matches involving both these guys over the years. The twists and turns when you think you've figured out what's going to happen. We're proven wrong. Both guys have had comebacks. Both guys have lost leads and had gutting defeats.
Well, the problem for Djokovic now is that Sinner's hitting the ball as well as he's hit it the whole tournament.
Definitely. And he's also able to take it up the line. You know, it's not just Novak that's got the two-hander. So he's doing damage with that shot right now. Novak's playing a lot more defense than he wants to be at the moment.
Swiatek, his Serbian buddy there on the right, former tour player, of course, who just joined the camp before Wimbledon. There's a big moment right away here in the second set. 30-all, second serve. One he really needed. You recall that match a year ago. Sinner won the first set, then right away broke early in the second, and from then it was one-way traffic. Too much for Djokovic to overcome.
That's a solid game from Novak there.
Start with the match here a year ago, that semifinal we mentioned. The center was just clinical. Only faced 2 break points the entire match. Broke Djokovic 5 times, straight set win.
Yeah, totally dominant last year in the semifinal. And of course, he went on to beat Carlos Alcaraz to win his first Wimbledon title.
Then the first major of this year. Again, Alcaraz awaiting the winner. Center, you would think, a solid favorite.
Definitely a big-time favorite. And I think he was actually quite shocked that Novak was able to sort of attack him the way he did and beat him at his own game, in essence. Out-hit him.
He says, thank you for giving me one. That's was the exchange at the net.
Trying to get one more. I don't think he's going to give it to him.
One of the sweetest wins of his career. Just didn't have enough fuel to get over the other young lion in the final. Changes the equation when Alcaraz is not here. Will he be back for the Open? Unknown. That wrist is taking a long time to heal.
He pulled out at the Canadian Open.
Yeah. So there would not be a tune-up. That'd be a bad sign.
Exactly. That's depressing.
Well, he could enter Cincinnati.
He could play Cincinnati.
Yeah.
He's not out of that yet.
That's a week away.
True. Talking to Alex Correcha, former Spanish pro and a journalist, there's definitely concern about that. The length of time it's taking for that wrist injury to heal. Alcaraz posted a video the other day just hitting very softly. Nothing like what he'd have to do to play a match.
For whatever reason, either he mistimed it or he decided to give him a different look. Took a lot off that ball, and Djokovic jumped on it.
Thank you.
That shot is going to be so key for him to be able to take that on early and rip it up the line. He's hitting it well.
It's his best opening in a center service game.
That's so good there. Djokovic at full stretch was able to get something on it.
And that ball is going to drop in. That's some shot.
Yeah, he'd missed 3 first serves in the game. Thumps down to 131 and fouls it in beautifully. Been in 10 times already. Half chance for Djokovic. Center slams the door, and we're at 1-all.
Well, part of the problem for Djokovic thus far today is he's getting pushed around a lot. You see his average rally hit point last year, he was closer to the line. Today, he's a couple of feet further back. So that leads you to believe he feels that he needs a little bit more time, and Sinner's pinning him back. He'll hope to change that a little bit as the match progresses. He'll have to.
Well, based on the score line of last year, maybe he thinks it's better to be back.
Maybe.
When the rallies have extended, 9+ shots, Sinner won 5 out of 7, as you'd expect.
Is that a second, sir?
Chris, to your point, Darren Cahill, in between those two games, yelled down to Jannik Sinner saying, stay aggressive. You're doing exactly what we want.
I would say so. Be hard to nitpick Sinner's performance so far. You wondered would he amp it up? That was a 119-mile-per-hour second serve by Djokovic a minute ago.
He wants to be efficient in games like this, get through them quick so he can put more effort and energy into some return games. So even though he'll probably hold anyway, he doesn't want to give away points if he can avoid it.
Sinner in a lot, but not on his terms that time.
Did nothing with that backhand, the one-hander, so made easy pickings for Djokovic there.
Yes, it's a huge forehand there. Just too much pace for Djokovic. That's pretty rare when you can say that. His ability to counterpunch, his balance.
There's an example of ball checking up that little bit that caused him to get way in front of it, even though it was struck hard. Unlike a cement court like at the U.S. Open or Australia. Still gets the hole.
Efficient enough. Back in front 2-1. How about this for a sparring partner for Djokovic over to Rangi Park on an off day? Son, Stefan, a little volley drill.
You're pretty solid already.
A shout out to Leighton Hewitt's son, Cruz Hewitt, who made it to the final today of the junior boys singles here.
See his kids, Stefan and Tara, they're ardent tennis fans. I mean, they love the sport. They've been in the box. It was way after their bedtime when he knocked off Felix. He told him to go to bed, but then they stuck around for the 5th set. He's glad they did.
They weren't going anywhere. The wife overruled that one. Elena, no thank you.
She posted something really nice about FAA after that match, saying, our kids love to watch you play. You're a great role model. Only one guy could win that match. But it was a nice exchange with Felix, because he won some fans here.
No, big time. Yeah, it's a great effort by him.
I hope we get to see him play that level for many years and challenge guys like Sinner, Alcaraz, and the rest of the younger guys.
Touche to that. That's the point. He probably didn't deserve to win, but it's just sheer effort and movement still at his age that got it done for him. He might not run quite as quickly, but perhaps anticipates even better than he did earlier in his career. Sometimes forced to semi-guess because of that age. But he's right pretty much all the time.
Yeah, that's a great point from Djokovic, using his variety. 3 solid slices, and the final one finally causing the error. This isn't a chance now for Djokovic. As you said earlier, Chris, he can't get down 2 sets to love against Sinner. So this is a big moment for him right here. 15-30.
He loves that serve, and boy, is it tough to deal with. Zverev can hit that consistently, use their height well. That's 131 miles an hour.
Oh, boy.
He was there in plenty of time.
Improved touch shots so much over the years. He got there, as you said, and fluffed it badly.
Yeah, Sinner it wasn't a great drop shot by any means. He could have taken it with 2 hands. Chose to try to hit a drop shot off that drop shot.
So a brief lead in that game, but Sinner turns it around, gets to 2-all. Talked about IBM tournament update. What's going on? How about Elena Ostapenko? Now she's got a set, singles, doubles, and mixed doubles major titles in her career. She'd lost a few finals. Arevalo and her.
She hits a big ball, that's for sure. So a good mixed doubles partner.
Bohobanoskova, the all-Czech ladies championship. What's the decisive factor in that one, do you think, Patrick?
Probably nerves.
Nerves.
Yeah. First time in a Wimbledon final. Muhova's been in a French Open final.
Over a thrilling match tiebreak win over Coco Gauff. This court yesterday.
Muhova with a little bit more variety. Skova with a little bit more power off each shot off the ground, flatter.
Just one prior meeting between the two Czechs that went to Muhova.
Another example of Djokovic well behind the baseline, and maybe you're right, John. Maybe that's part of a tactical change for him, because if he doesn't have quite the same speed, so if he's closer to the line, he doesn't have as much time. But what that means is on a ball like that, he's got to go bigger from that position. It's been working recently. The first few games of this set, he's hit some bigger shots, but it's still risky.
He thought he had the ace there. Talked about Sinner's ability to trouble Djokovic when he has to play a second serve. 23%, not a winning number, not close.
Those are what I consider normal rally balls from Djokovic, but they're not good enough against Sinner, at least so far today. They're not bad balls, but they're landing sort of mid-court, and that's allowing Sinner to dictate. So for Djokovic, he's got to hit those balls flatter from a more defensive position more often.
Knocked backwards, wasn't he? Another early in the second set danger moment for Djokovic.
This time Sinner's in a little closer, and he's daring him to go big on the serve. See if he can get a double fault here.
Yeah, it's Sinner doing to Djokovic what Djokovic did to everyone else for 15 years.
Incredible get off the forehand that he was able to hang in that point.
Get neutral so quickly in the rally, and now chances, two of them, to strengthen his grip on this match right here.
Thank you. It's good for Novak. The crowd into him, buying a little time here. Thank you. Get some air in the lungs. Another veteran move.
Took a risk on the second, felt he had to, 114 wide.
It's one of those balls that Darren Cahill talked about. The ball kind of checks up, he snatched at it, not a cut on the forehand that he wanted to have. But still has an opportunity here. As the Novak fans, they know it's a huge moment for him.
Thank you. Djokovic.
He made no mistake with this ball, that's for sure. He got in quickly, take it early, beautifully done. Get himself out of this hole.
Oh, that is massive right there. Sure is.
Slice set up the ball that he wanted, just ropes it. Very little net clearance on that rocket.
You don't get tired of watching replays when someone hits a ball like that.
Slice set it up perfectly right in the wheelhouse, and he just delivered.
Djokovic again tested in his service game. Rolex game duration approaching 6.5 minutes. 2 break points saved already in the game. Ooh, dropped in.
Sinner stopped running, thought he was going to go out. That was a rude awakening. Didn't hear the call.
Thank you.
Sinner had openings there. Djokovic again navigates to 3-2 in a must-have set for him.
Djokovic leads by 3 games to 2.
Welcome back to the Championships Wimbledon. ESPN's coverage is proudly presented by Barclays.
Lovely bubbles. Cheers to the championships. Interesting trend. Djokovic got to his 36th Grand Slam final as a 36-year-old at the Open. 37th as a 37-year-old a couple of years ago here. 38th when he was 38 years old in Australia. We talked about that. Can he reach his 39th as a 39-year-old? Uphill fight at the moment, but that's just a crazy thing. All of it. The number of slam finals, doing it in your late 30s. Nobody's ever done that kind of thing before.
One day we'll do an entire opening for an hour and just as a yeah.
Is an hour enough?
Probably not.
Sinner putting up some pretty good numbers himself when he gets deep into tournaments. Dominated the season after losing to Djokovic in Australia up until the clay of Roland Garros.
The forehand wasn't an issue until he missed that one on break point. Didn't capitalize that previous game, and so often when you play Novak, you'll capitalize, take advantage of that. Mentally, just let your concentration drop just that tiny bit.
Talked to Darren about that. It's been a focus. Obviously, it was way off the first couple rounds. A shocking number of misses. I mean, way, way ahead of the pace you don't want to be on as compared to last year. It's been cleaned up. Great start to this match with a forehand.
Well, all the numbers thus far favor Sinner. First serve in similar. He's one of the few more first serve points. His second serve points is a huge difference, 54 to 29. But all that being said, Djokovic has a chance right here, fighting his way through a couple of tough service holds early in this set, giving himself a look. For that two-hander up the line, which he loves, but just missed it.
You're a groan. I'm not sure if he knew he'd missed it right off the string.
He did, yeah. But that was a groan.
But I thought maybe it was a celebration, hoping. He struggled just to get to 30 in a Sinner service game in the match here a year ago. Only did it 3 times the entire match. So he's been in with looks this year more frequently.
Yeah, still hasn't had a break point yet today.
40-30.
Now either. From love 30 to 40-30.
Again, just a half chance quickly taken away by Sinner. 3 games all.
If you listen to him, you know whether it's in or out. And I was like, okay, missed that one.
Ball change here, so both players changing to freshly strung rackets.
Great job, Jan. Here we go, mate.
I mean, Malik, one of the many actors who enjoy this kind of drama. Hour 14 in.
3 games all.
Especially taxing match by the standards of these guys' battles. Would you say through set and a half?
Not that many long rallies. Some great ball striking from both. That's where he's feeling the most pressure, Djokovic, when he has to hit a second serve, and that's why he's trying to go a little bit bigger. Now won 6 out of his 14 second serve points.
Well, that caught a little that late too.
What a return.
He's got that reach.
So again, Djokovic under pressure, already down a set. Return skills at the moment. Edge.
Return
Sinner?
skills?
Yeah, just
Edge
as
Sinner, yeah.
How big an edge?
Off the first serve, I'd say significant. He hasn't given Djokovic. His second serve's bigger. It's been better.
Certainly isn't a big edge on the second serve.
No.
Let's for service.
How big does he go with this second serve? Does he risk it?
That's what Sinner wants to know.
Yeah, Sinner's going back,
Yeah.
so he's
gonna probably won't go big because you don't get as much reward for it.
It's again, Djokovic got to push back, hits the ball off the back foot that sits there to be hammered. And Sinner again, chances to get an important break.
Well, Sinner's been tactically so smart in this match. He hasn't done it that often, moving back on the second, but just at the right moments. And it's paid off each time.
Doesn't drop back for this return.
That's because in the deuce court, it's easy to get burned by the slice.
In fact, he's kind of stepping up here. Beautiful angle serve, though.
Might have mishit it a little, but he'll take it, that's for sure, because ended up being a virtual winner. That's why he's standing in closer, not to get burned, but he still did a little bit. It was an excellent serve.
Oh, what a shot.
Top shot winner for the break. And Sinner strengthening his hold in the semifinal. Setting the break now. Well, the fairy tale of young Arthur Ferry ended by Sasha Zverev. First set went to a tiebreak. He played an excellent breaker and then two convincing sets to win it in straights. And he'll try to chase his own piece of history here on Sunday in the championship. Nobody in the open era on the men's side. Defending champions get the honor of being in that billboard, which faces the road a lot of the fans enter from. Maybe potentially leave it up there for next year.
Save them some money. I know they're hurting for cash.
15 love.
One of the few balls he's out of position for. He could have taken a step or two closer.
Oh, yes.
Saw that when he played South Fuel, and he did a lot of serving and volleying.
He was outplayed from the backcourt for stretches of that match against the flat-hitting Russians.
Bacana, bacana. Estamos de volta aí para mais uma partida. Agora do tênis de Wimbledon, né? Mais uma partida de tênis. Semifinal, né? Semifinal. A outra semifinal. A outra semifinal. JANNIK Sinner vai ganhando. Agora o Novak Djokovic vence o game 5-4. 5-4. É parecido com o primeiro set, né? O Sinner venceu o primeiro set 6-4. E agora já está ganhando 5-4. Tá ao game. E vai ter o serviço do set agora, né? O JANNIK Sinner. JANNIK Sinner vai ter o serviço do set. 1h24. Partida indo mais rápida do que se esperava, né? Número 1 do mundo. Claro, jogando contra o Novak Djokovic. Claro, não é o Novak Djokovic dos velhos tempos, né? Até porque já está com 39 anos, já vai se aposentar, né? Muitos tenistas já teriam se aposentado. E o Sinner está praticamente aí, ó, 24 na flor da idade para o tênis. Tem 24 anos, número 1 do mundo, e o Djokovic, número 8 do mundo, né? Então, é isso que vem acontecendo. Então, favorito, claro, JANNIK Sinner para essa partida, né? E a final deve ser mesmo entre JANNIK Sinner né? Contra o Alexander Zverev, que venceu agora há pouco, né? A sua partida contra a jovem revelação. A revelação aí do tênis e surpresa, né? Surpresa aí nessa semifinal.
Slips after the miss there, worked hard to stretch just to get the return hooked into play.
Well, Sinner slipped. I don't think he saw that, but he wouldn't have gone as big on that forehand. Too late now.
Muito bem, já 30-0. 30-0 pro Sinner, deve confirmar agora, né? Deve confirmar aí mais essa vitória do set, né? Segundo set. Deve ser confirmar o mesmo placar do primeiro, né? 6-4. 30-0. Vai lá, Sinner, número 1 do mundo, contra o sérvio. Italiano contra o sérvio. Sacou para fora, Sinner. Vai pro segundo serviço. Sacou bem Sinner, devolveu. Djokovic lá no fundo. Quem sabe tá só no rally do toque-toque. Toque pra cá, toque pra lá. Ninguém força. Aí o Novak Djokovic foi forçar, acertou a rede. 40-0. 40-0. Vai ficando mais próximo aí da final. Tem 3 set points para fechar esse segundo set. Jannik Sinner vai lá pro saque para fechar o set. Ele tá rápido. Vai lá, Sinner. Sacou bem. Aí o Djokovic devolve na rede, fecha o Sinner. 2-7-0, 2-0, 6-4. Os números desse jogo até o momento: 10 aces para o Sinner contra 6 do Djokovic. Duplas faltas, 3 do Djokovic. Percentual de primeiro serviço: 67% para o Djokovic, 64% Sinner. Pontos no primeiro serviço: 88-76% aí para o Sinner. Pontos ganhos no segundo serviço: 68% Sinner, 33% Djokovic, né? Velocidade média do primeiro serviço: Djokovic 202 km por hora. Aliás, Sinner 202, 192 para Djokovic. Velocidade média do segundo serviço: 169 km por hora Sinner, 171 Djokovic. Então vamos lá. Começando já esse terceiro set. Djokovic no saque, já está na frente, 0-30 o Sinner. Sinner quer acabar logo com esse jogo. Nada de demorar. Já tem 1h32, 1h30. Tá rápido. Djokovic ameaçou, foi pra rede, jogou a bola alta. Vai chegar sozinho lá na frente. Djokovic fez um voleio ali, matou o ponto. 15-30. Para não levar pneu. Ele não quer perder de 6-0 não. Quer ganhar pelo menos uns game aí, né? Claro, não chegou perto nos 2 primeiros sets, mas do jeito que o Sinner tá jogando, não duvido de nada. Sacou para fora, vai pro segundo serviço. Djokovic 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 nos 2 primeiros sets. Sinner devolvendo por enquanto, só o rally do toque-toque. Os dois só devolvendo na mão, com tranquilidade. Ninguém quer colocar ninguém para correr. Vamos ver se alguém vai forçar. Forçou um pouco mais o Sinner. Djokovic não volta essa bola, fica na rede. 15-40. Já tem 2 breakpoints. Deixa eu pegar minha raquete aqui, porque o jogo não vai ser longo não. Já tem 2 breakpoints. 2 breakpoints para fechar esse primeiro set.
Forced to defend quickly to the backhand corner, and 2 chances right away at the top of the third.
15-14.
Running out of options.
A lot of shaking of the head and palms up in the camp.
It's hard to know what he can do if Sinner keeps playing at this level.
Vai lá, Djokovic no saque. 15-40. Devolveu para longe, Sinner diminui, 30-40. Salva um break. O brasileiro Gustavo Eide foi eliminado lá do torneio de Iasse, né, agora há pouco, lá na Romênia, viu? O Lucas Andrade da Silva está jogando agora. Está ganhando lá do Matias Soto, do Chile, o torneio Challenger de Bogotá, na Colômbia. Mais a bola boa do Djokovic. Empata o jogo, hein? Quarentou. Olha aí, ó. Tava de 0, 0-40. Agora já empatou. Já empatou. Olha lá, Djokovic. Sacou para fora, vai para o segundo serviço.
That's what you saw in Australia. You go bigger on the forehand, try to make an impact. Certainly did on that shot.
Sacando bem, a bola ali, o rally do toque-toque. Forçou o Djoko. Foi para a rede. E aí o Sinner dá uma diagonal. E é ponto do Sinner. Tem a vantagem. Pode quebrar o primeiro serviço. Pode quebrar o primeiro serviço.
It's flying around the court.
Just giving Djokovic no answers, really.
He gave him a short ball. And no, that's an excellent shot that he had to come up with.
Olha lá, Djokovic no saque. Tá aqui na parte de baixo do nosso vídeo. Primeiro a sacar. Sacou bem. Mas pegou Sinner e agora ele pega uma no contrapé e empata de novo. Igualité. Iguais, né? Vai lá. Sacou bem, Djoko. Sinner joga para fora. Agora o Djoko é que tem a vantagem. Pode fechar esse primeiro game. Estamos chegando já a 6 minutos desse primeiro game do terceiro set. 1h37 de jogo.
Crowd ready to roar. Djokovic avoid going down the early break.
Jogou para fora, Djoko. Iguais, outra vez.
That return deep in the court. You can see the third kick up.
That's a perfect example.
Iguais. Vai lá, Djoko sacando. Sacou para fora.
He couldn't depend on the bounce like maybe he could in Australia on the hard court. Subsequently in front of it. So tough to time that perfectly when you want to go big on that shot.
Agora o rally do toque-toque. Toque para um lado, toque para o outro. Djoko joga para fora. Vantagem agora é do Sinner. Vantagem do Sinner, jogou a bola para fora. Mais um breakpoint para JANNIK Sinner, italiano.
He gets Sinner scrambling, but knew he had to be so fine with those shots.
Sinner sliding on both sides into each of those two corners.
Aí ele Sinner não devolve, mas a bola foi para fora, né? Então vai para o segundo serviço. Vamos ver, esse game já está demorando demais. Agora o Sinner pode fechar agora. Vamos ver. Djoko sacando. Sinner devolveu. O Djoko joga a bola na rede. E aí ele vibra, né? Vibra. Já sai na frente, 1-0, primeira quebra. O Sinner e já foi campeão de todos os grandes lances, né? São 4, ele já foi campeão dos 4. Uma vez. Só que o Djokovic também já foi campeão dos 4. Só que um detalhe, ele foi campeão 2 vezes de cada. Então já tem 2 títulos aí, o Wimbledon. O Sinner, se quiser ultrapassar as marcas aí do Djokovic, vai ter que conquistar esse título agora. Vai ter que conquistar esse título de Wimbledon. Aí depois os outros, mais uma vez também. Quem vai para o saque agora é o Sinner.
Djokovic still searching for his first break.
Sacou bem, Sinner já abre o marcador ali, já 15-0. Djoko jogou para longe a bola.
Just been untouchable so far.
It's been obviously the ball strength has been impressive. The movement's been equally as impressive, but to me the tactics.
Aí a bola boa, botou para correr o Djokovic, já 30-0. Ele sacando já está sendo bem rápido. 30-0. A sombra já está chegando ali. Uma parte da quadra já está na sombra aqui, na parte de trás aqui. O Sinner está sacando. Já está chegando a sombra. Se esse jogo demorar mais uma hora aí, 1h30, acredito que dá para cobrir toda a quadra aí de sombra. Agora o Sinner jogou para longe, diminui o Djoko. 30-15. 30-15. Deixa seu like aí, galera. Um like aí pra gente. Um like aqui no nosso canal Planeta Esportivo. Vamos lá. Deixa seu like na nossa transmissão.
What's the deal this year? If he wins again, does he stick around?
I don't think the bet was made this year. Darren's been on the road a long time. Let's put it that way.
Sacou bem Sinner. Pode jogar lá do outro lado. Preferiu jogar do mesmo lado do Djoko. Jogou pro outro. Tá fazendo o Djoko correr. Tá fazendo o Djoko correr. Agora a bola mais curta. Do outro lado. Agora a bola bem curtinha. Pegou o Djoko. Djoko foi pra rede. E aí ele dá uma bola ali. Tentou uma bola curta. Pegou mal. A bola vai pra fora. Sinner. 40-15. Tem 2 game points. Mas foi por pouco, hein? Ele tentou aquela bola assim. Bem pertinho, ele estava na rede. Se tivesse um pouco mais de tranquilidade, poderia tentar um voleio, né? Dava para ele pegar tranquilamente essa bola. Aí tentou fazer bonito, acabou fazendo feio. E agora pode perder o game. Vai lá, Sinner pro saque. Sacou bem, Djoko devolve para fora, 2-0. Vai se aproximando da final. Vai se aproximando da final, Sinner. Só faltam 4 games. 40 minutos no primeiro set, 49 no segundo e 13 minutos agora. 1h42 minutos. Será que vamos ser apenas 2 horas de jogo? O Djoko agora vai para o saque. Vai tentar manter o serviço, tem que manter o serviço. Depois quebrar. Senão o JANNIK Sinner ganha esse terceiro set. Já começou bem lá o Djokovic. Devolveu na rede o Sinner. 15-0.
This would be a definition of executing your game plan so far.
Então a bola no fundo, a Sinner era longe. Jogou para fora. Não está calculando bem aí o tamanho da quadra. O Djokovic tá com a mão pesada. Tá botando muita força. Era a bola ali colocada do lado, ele ficou lá se lamentando. Porque foi um erro que o Sinner não ia pegar essa bola. Sacou para fora, vai para o segundo serviço. Vai lá, Djoko no saque. Sacou na rede. Primeiro tinha tocado na fila, né? Então não contou. Então agora sim que vai para o segundo serviço. Bola no fundo. Vamos ver agora. Aí uma boa paralela do Sinner aqui na esquerda. 30-15. 30-15. E sai comemorando, sai vibrando naquele jeito dele de vibrar.
He certainly defied Father Time better than anybody has in this sport. But at 39,
que aliás 15-30, né? O jogo está sacando. Às vezes dá para confundir, porque os dois jogando tudo de branco. Não concordo com isso, não. Todo mundo jogar de branco, tudo branco, meião branco, tênis branco, boné branco, tudo branco, calção branco, camisa branca. Olha uma boa paralela dos Djokovic, empata o game, 30. Não concordo com isso, não. Jogar todo mundo de branco. Às vezes a gente acaba fica olhando tanto ali, essa bolinha, fica olhando para um lado, olhando para o outro, tal, o tempo todo. Acaba se confundindo. Cine devolveu na rede. O jogo agora tem a vantagem, pode fechar o game. 40-30. 40-30. Sacou pra fora. Ele tá na parte de cima do nosso vídeo. A organização deveria pelo menos passar uma tinta aí. Passa uma tinta verde aí nessa grama, rapaz. Tá muito queimada. Nos lugares que os tenistas mais ficam, ali na parte de trás, né? Ó, o Djoko joga na rede. 40. Tudo igual. Tudo igual. Se o Sinner quebrar esse serviço agora, hein? Faz 3-0 aí, é praticamente a vaga segurada na decisão. Domingo contra Alexander Zverev. Djoko joga pra fora. E olha aí, ó, tem a vantagem o Sinner. Sinner tem a vantagem. Break point pra ele. Djoko no saque. Será que ele consegue fechar? Olha aí, quase, hein? Sinner devolveu na rede. Iguais outra vez. Foi por pouco, hein? Foi por pouco. Tirou o boné, enxuga o rosto, muito quente. Djoko. Não é nervosismo, não. O homem já tem 39 anos, já foi campeão de tudo. Mas ele vê que o momento não é bom, né? A idade chega. Sacou ali pra fora. Aliás, o Sinner devolveu na rede. Vantagem Djokovic. Agora aí, ó. Agora ele pode manter o serviço. A menininha ali tomando água. É, tem que tomar muita água. Tá muito quente. Sacou pra fora, vai pro segundo serviço. Olha lá, Djokovic. Tem a vantagem, pode fechar o game. Olha a bola curta do Djoko. Bola toca na rede. Ficou fácil o Djokovic. Sinner jogou a bola na rede. Amorteceu. Ficou muito fácil pro Djoko. Só completou. O Sinner estava do outro lado. Estava tomando café. No outro lado. Diminui. 2-1. 2-1. Planeta Esportivo conectando você ao mundo do esporte.
Makes use of that court and does stay within one break. 2-1 set. It's a great run for Czech women at Wimbledon. Andrusova, Krejcikova in recent years, of course. Martina, Czech-born, bit of a two-time champion. Jana Novotná, one of these women, will join that proud roster of Czech champions on the ladies' side here.
How do they do it? You've got to study their system.
They really perform well under pressure in the finals, that's for sure. They've not lost a final, that collective group, in the last 15 years.
Crowd's itching to get in it. Sinner had a chance for the double break, didn't capitalize.
And a win tour. Huge tennis fan sitting next to another fashion icon, Tom Ford, today.
Let's see if
Well-known
Sinner
Fed
tightens
fan.
up. Yeah. Who isn't?
Percentage likelihood that Sinner tightens up. Yeah, trying to finish this.
12%.
Muito bem.
He might tighten
Quarto
up and still
game.
execute pretty well. Yeah, and then Novak's got it.
Empata ali o Djoko. 30 iguais.
Fair point. He could get tight,
30
but just not show
iguais.
it enough to look fragile.
Vai empatando nesse quarto game. Deixa o like aí, galera. Deixa o like. Assim, ó. Oi. Nosso like. Se não é inscrito, se inscreve no nosso canal. Se inscreva no nosso canal, galera. Se inscreva no nosso canal aí, Planeta Esportivo. Olha lá o Cine. Aí tava sozinho lá na rede. Deu aquele voleio. 40-30. Bem pertinho de fechar esse quarto game.
Smart there. Take that, let that one bounce.
IBM match.
Vai lá, Cine no saque. Para tentar fechar esse game e abrir 3-1. Cine não precisa mais nem quebrar serviço. Basta manter o dele, que já garante a vaga na final. Aí uma boa diagonal do Djoko. 40. 1h54. Então vamos ultrapassar as 2 horas dessa partida. Deixa eu matar aqui a curiosidade. Deixa eu só ver, porque eu esqueci aqui o tempo do primeiro jogo, né? Primeira semifinal. Durou 2 horas e 15 minutos. 2h15. Vai lá, Cine sacando. Sacou pra fora, vai pro segundo. São 2 horas e 15. Deve ser mais ou menos o tempo dessa partida também. Se o Cine fechar agora esse terceiro set. O jogo tá colocando o Cine pra correr. Aquela bola curta. O Cine correu. Quando pegou a bola já tinha quicado 2 vezes. Vantagem agora para o Djoko. Olha aí, ó. Pode quebrar o serviço. Primeira quebra do Djoko nesse terceiro set. E aí empata o jogo. Aí fica tudo indefinido. E se o Cine vencer esse game agora, aí a coisa mudava, né? Quer dizer, continuava do jeito que estava nos 2 primeiros sets. Do jeito que estava nos primeiros sets, né? Vamos lá. Cine no saque. Agora o Djoko tá na sombra, né? A parte de trás aqui tá na sombra. E a sombra aumentou. Agora um ace do Cine. Ace. Uma pancada ali, rapaz. Um ace. Tudo igual.
Swiftly the race with Sinner's 11th ace.
Bola toca na rede, amorteceu, ficou fácil pro Sinner. Djoko levantou, olha a bomba do Sinner. Nem espera ela tocar no chão. E já vai lá, olha aí, ó. Vantagem agora para o italiano. Outra vez aí o italiano tem a vantagem. Um voleio para matar o pó. Até sorrir. Agora o Sinner pode fechar. Vamos lá. E aí um ace. Para deixar o Djoko agora ele não quis mais sorrir não. Agora ele não quis sorrir. Ele não quis sorrir dessa daí não, viu? Agora ele não quis nem saber. 27 minutos, terceiro set. 3-1 Sinner. Agora quem vai pro saque é o Djokovic. Agora ele fechou a cara. Nada de sorriso. Tentou fazer uma diagonal ali o Sinner, jogou pra fora. 15-0. 15-0 o Djoko. Sinner pode até se poupar, né? Os saques aí do Djoko. Basta manter o dele, né? Quem sabe ele pode fazer isso. Tá 3-1. Não tá se esforçando, olha aí. É que o Djoko botou ele pra correr, mas ele deu uma diagonal e empatou. Quer saber de poupar? Não, de se poupar nada. O Sinner já empatou o jogo, 15. Mas olha aí, não quer saber de brincar não. O brasileiro Lucas Andrade da Silva tá jogando contra o Matias Souto do Chile, o Challenger de Bogotá. 1-1. Tá no terceiro set, tá perdendo de 4-1, né? Terceiro set, aí pode ser eliminado o brasileiro. Aí vai ficar só o Putinelli, não é lá em Bogotá. Quem sabe o Putinelli foi campeão outro dia aí de Piracicaba, pode ser campeão aí, disputar a final de Bogotá. Djoko tá botando ali para correr o Sinner. Tentando aproveitar que ele tá do lado contra o solo ao Sinner. Levantou essa bola. Aí a bola nem passou pro outro lado. Ponto do Djokovic. Parece que ele foi se poupar mesmo. 40-15 pro Sérvio. Lá Djokovic no saque. Foi bem, só dar uma paralela. É isso que ele fez. Fecha o game. 3-2. Ele botou o Sinner para correr, foi lá no canto, lá numa esquina. Aí a bola voltou tranquila para ele e ele deu uma paralela para matar o game. Vamos lá, vamos lá. Deixa o like aí pra gente, galera. Deixa o like, ó. Assim, oi. Um like aí pra gente, vamos lá. Deixa o like que a gente agradece demais. Daqui a pouco vamos conhecer o adversário do Alexander Zverev. Por enquanto, vai dando JANNIK Sinner, número 1 do mundo.
But the case pretty convincing. I mean, not just the major titles, his overall titles. Right. He's at #1, all that stuff.
Masters events.
Yep. Head-to-heads.
Grand Slam semis. Consistency.
And still doing what he's doing now at 39.
15 love.
That's part of it too.
He's played 28 Grand Slam finals against guys who are now retired, including Rob and Roger and Murray and Songa and Anderson and team, Del Potro. But Rick and Kyrgios, for well respect, out of the singles competition. So that's what they're
Chris, I spoke with Novak Djokovic before the tournament just about how he's figured out this balance at 39 years old. And he said, I really feel like I've really perfectly worked it out, where the amount of time that I'm able to spend with my family, they're able to be on the box, the amount of time that I spend on a court in the body. He said, right now I think I found the perfect combination.
It's like his son and daughter of the box.
He's scrambling to try to just figure out a way to somehow steal a break here.
Make him hit an extra ball. He got that point. He had no business winning it, but he did.
Djokovic is leaning to the wide one and just completely fooled. 13 aces now for Sinner.
Fair number at the key moments. The one on break.
No double faults too. That's a good stat line.
He was so superb with the serve at the start. You wondered how long could he keep it going, and the answer is he's kept it going for 2 hours and almost 3 sets now.
87% of the first serve points, Sinner's won. 58% of his second serve points. And meanwhile, Djokovic winning just 30% on the second.
He was the overwhelming favorite in France. You know, this is what we expected from him day in and day out, match in and match out. That's why initially when he cramped up and then struggled here early, we're like, what's going on here?
Yeah, Roland Garros, he was the biggest favorite since Nadal in his prime in 09. Prohibitive favorite coming in here despite what happened in Paris. Has been from the start odds on to win 7 matches and defend his title. That's like Federer in his prime, Sampras in his era. Alcaraz not being here, a big part of it, of course.
That was a big time second serve and a well executed volley.
15 all.
Sinner still made him hit that shot. Impressive he got the return back.
117 on the second there.
Muito bem, muito bem. Vamos lá, vamos lá. 4-2, vai ganhando o Sinner. E agora está sacando o Djokovic. Está 15-30. Então o Sinner pode fazer 5-2. Uma boa bola ali na diagonal do Sinner, mas foi para fora. 30 iguais. Olha lá, Sinner, aliás, o Djokovic sacou na rede. Pelo jeito a galera não vai aproveitar a sombra não, viu? Vai aproveitar a sombra de outro jeito, mas é lá no vestiário daqui a pouco. Que o Sinner está muito próximo da vitória. Foi para a rede o Sinner. Por cobertura, a bola foi para fora. Bola para fora do Djoko. 30-15, 30-40. Break point para o Sinner. Se quebrar isso aí já era. Se quebrar esse serviço aqui já era. Já era pro Djoko. Ele não tira mais, né? Vai ter que fazer um quebra-quebra danado em todos os próximos games, não consegue. Jogou pra fora. Quase não, foi ace do Djoko. 40, iguais. Iguais. Pensei que tinha sido pra fora, mas foi dentro. Então, ace. Mais um ponto. A vantagem do Djoko agora. Olha aí. Não conseguiu devolver o Sinner. Vantagem Djoko. Vantagem Djoko. Pode fechar agora. Aí o ace. Ace. Lá pro Djoko. E aí fecha 4-3, né? 4-3 era a chance dele, era essa, né? Do Djoko se manter vivo. Porque se ele perde, faz 5-2, aí não tem quem tira isso aí do Sinner. 5-2, o Sinner ainda ia pro saque, aí já era. Já tá perigando, já tá com quase tudo perdido, né? Quase tudo perdido. Deixa eu pegar aqui alguns números dessa partida. Vamos lá. Aces, Sinner 13-8. Duplas faltas, o Sinner não cometeu nenhuma. O Djoko 3. Percentual de primeiro serviço, 65% Djoko. Aliás, Sinner é o Djoko 65%, o Sinner 63%. Só aqui que o Djoko ganha, né? Pontos ganhos no primeiro serviço, 87% a 76% para o Sinner. Pontos ganhos no segundo serviço, 58% para o Sinner, 32% para o Djoko. Então a diferença é grande, né? Velocidade média do primeiro serviço, 202 km por hora. Sinner a 191 do Djoko. Segundo serviço, 170. Sinner 172 Djoko. Então a diferença é pequena só nesse segundo serviço aqui na velocidade média. Sinner vai para o saque para se aproximar cada vez mais da decisão de domingo contra Alexander Zverev, que derrotou hoje Arthur Ferry por 3-0. E aqui o Sinner caminha também a sua vitória 3-0. Sacou bem, Djoko já não consegue devolver. Cansaço, né? 15-0. 15-0 o Sinner na frente. 15-0. Vai lá, Sinner. Se concentra muito, mas acertou a rede. Vai para o segundo serviço. Sinner devolveu. Djoko também. Começou para a rede, o Djoko, mas voltou atrás. Só no rally do toque-toque escorregou o Djoko. Levantou a bola para o Sinner, agora vai matar. O Djoko jogou na mão dele, o Sinner jogou na mão dele, só que ele devolveu para fora. 30-0. Era pro outro lado, pro Sinner jogar essa bola, porque aí pegava ele no contrapé. Ele jogou pro lado que ele estava correndo, mas ele devolveu a bola, mas foi para longe, foi para fora. 30-0. São atletas de gerações diferentes, né? Enquanto o Sinner praticamente ainda começando, o Djoko já está se aposentando. Bola tocou na fita. Vai mais um saque lá do JANNIK Sinner. Domingo é decisão, hein? Sacou bem, Djoko devolveu para fora, 40-0. Tem 3 game points para fazer 5-3. Será que teremos aí um triplo 6-4? Não é difícil não, porque aí o Djoko pode fechar o próximo. Aí ficaria 5-4. E aí o Sinner sacaria. Poderia fechar 6-4. E aí ele faz um ace, o Sinner. A 5-3. Será que vai encaminhar aquilo que a gente falou? Se o Djoko vencer esse, 43 minutos. Se o Sinner quebrar o serviço, acaba o jogo. Já tem isso também, né? Mas se o Djoko vencer e o Sinner fechar o próximo, acaba também, mas 6-4. Primeiro saque ficou na rede. Vai para o segundo. Deixa o like, galera. Deixa o like pra gente. Bola curta do Djoko. O Sinner deu um presente pro Djoko. Tava lá na rede, ele correu, se esforçou e tentou uma diagonal. Era para ele dar uma paralela, que o Djoko tava lá do outro lado. Aí ele jogou ali na mão, na raquete do Djoko. O Djoko só matou o ponto. 15-0. Agora a imagem fica ruim, o Djoko joga para fora. Fica ruim porque diria ali que 70% da quadra já está na sombra. Aí tem um pedacinho que ainda está no sol. Aí quando atravessa a bola de um lado e para o outro, tá sombra para o sol, ou vice-versa. É ruim para a imagem. Sinner jogou para fora. 30-15, Djoko na frente. É praticamente isso que vai acontecer, viu? O Djoko vence esse game. Aí 5-4. Aí o Sinner chega e mata no próximo. Jogou a bola na rede. Vai para o segundo serviço. Sacou bem. Agora tá sozinho lá o Sinner. O Djoko correu para um lado demais, para se esforçar para pegar a bola, mas não voltou. Aí a bola sobrou pro Sinner, ele deu uma paralela ali devagarinho. Empata, tentou. Se o Djoko vacilar, o Sinner vence ainda nesse game, hein? Eu queria que chegasse pelo menos o quarto e vencesse mais um, o Djoko. Vai ficar pelo menos 6-4. Ficar triplo 6-4 é bonitinho, né? O Sinner jogou para fora, Djoko na frente, 40-30. Tem aí o game point. Vai lá Djokovic para o saque. Sacou bem, mas para fora, né? Vai lá Djokovic no saque. Sacou bem. Sinner jogou ali na frente. Djoko devolve para longe. 40. Tudo igual. Tá bem pertinho. O Sinner de vencer, hein? Só 2 pontinhos. 40 iguais. Vai lá. Djokovic no saque. Sacou forte. Devolveu para fora, Sinner, vantagem do Djoko. Deixa o like aí, galera, deixa o like, se inscreva no nosso canal aí se você não é inscrito no nosso canal. Deixa o like, olha assim, ó, oi, deixa o like aí pra gente, beleza? Vai lá, sacou na rede, Djokovic, tem a vantagem, pode fechar agora o game e fazer 5-4. Aí não devolve bem o Sinner, fecha o jogo, né? Parece até que ele entregou o ponto, né? O Sinner. Esse aí parece que ele entregou. 5-4. Agora vamos pro serviço da final, que vale vaga na final pro Jannik Sinner. É agora, vai ser já daqui a 30 segundos vai começar. Aces 14-8 pro Jannik Sinner, número 1 do mundo, contra o Novak Djokovic, o multicampeão, tá em fim de carreira, mas ainda tá lá no top 10, é o 8º. 39 anos de idade, hein? Ah, rapaz, 39 anos de idade, quase a idade de ser pai aí do Jannik Sinner. Tem 24, né? E tem gente aí que é pai bem novinho. Muito bem, vamos lá. Jannik Sinner vai sacar para o serviço, sacar para a final. Vai lá. Jannik Sinner tá na parte de baixo, tá na sombra agora. Sacou bem, já começa com ace. 15-0. Deixa eu pegar minha raquete aqui. Vai lá, pessoal. Deixa o like aí, se inscreva no nosso canal. Deixa o like pra gente aí, galera. Vamos lá, deixa o like. Vamos lá, Jannik Sinner vai pro saque. Tá na sombra agora o Djoko. Olha o Sinner, pode jogar do outro lado. Jogou, Djoko levantou. Vai Sinner, vai lá, um voleio. Poderia jogar do outro lado. O Djoko não devolve, diz que o sol atrapalhou. 30-0. O Sinner não tem nada a ver com isso. Ele já jogou também do outro lado, então não tem problema. A desculpa aí foi o sol. É ponto do Sinner, 30-0. Só faltam 2 pontinhos. Só dois pontinhos para carimbar a classificação para a decisão para enfrentar Alexander Zverev. Vai lá, Sinner pro saque. Ele tem uma potência. Ace! 40-0, hein? Ah, classificação assegurada já há muito tempo. 3 match points. Vai acabar agora o jogo. Vai ser um triplo 6-4, hein? Triplo 6-4. Olha aí. Vai lá, Sinner pro saque. Sacou bem, devolveu o Djoko. Bola lá atrás. Vai Djoko, bola curta. Sinner vai matar. Deu bola por cima. Djoko devolveu pra fora. Acabou. Fim de história, fim de jogo. Vitória do Jannik Sinner. 3-0. Os dois vão lá, se abraçam. Aí são adversários, mas não são inimigos. Então eles se abraçam, se cumprimentam. Jannik Sinner agradece os aplausos da torcida de Wimbledon. Olha aí, está em mais uma final. Jannik Sinner, italiano de 24 anos, vai disputar o título no próximo domingo contra Alexander Zverev, que também venceu por 3-0 hoje, hein? 2 horas e 20 minutos. O jogo a primeira partida do dia foi 2 horas e 15. Então tá na média. Que grande vitória. Jannik Sinner, número 1 do mundo, vai disputar contra Alexander Zverev. Jogo no próximo domingo, ali por volta de meio-dia. É a grande final. E nós vamos acompanhar essa disputa no próximo domingo. Alguns números dessa partida: aces 16-8. Olha a quantidade de aces do Sinner, hein? Duplas faltas, só o Djokovic cometeu 3. Percentual do primeiro serviço, 65% Sinner, 64% Djoko. Pontos ganhos no primeiro serviço, 88% Sinner, 76% Djoko. Pontos ganhos no segundo serviço, 61% a 34% para o Sinner. Velocidade média do primeiro serviço, 203 km por hora do Sinner, 191 do Djoko. Velocidade média no segundo serviço, 171 Sinner, 172 km por hora do Djokovic. Beleza, tá aí. Então a final será domingo. Domingo, triplo 6-4, lá ficou bacana, né? 6-4. 6-0, Sinner ganhou do Djokovic. Alexander Zverev também 3-0 ganhou do Arthur Fowler. Hoje pela manhã aqui no nosso horário. Beleza? Já temos aí também outra final no feminino, duplas no feminino. A brasileira Luísa Stefani ganhou ao lado da Gabriela Dabrowski, da japonesa e da taiwanesa, 2-0. A final será domingo, hein? Antes dessa partida decisiva aí do masculino, beleza? No torneio do Challenger de Bogotá, o brasileiro Andrade da Silva, Lucas Andrade da Silva, perdeu para o Soto, chileno, 2-1, tá fora, nas quartas de final. E agora tem o brasileiro, outro brasileiro, Putinelli, também nessa partida. Já contra o Varilas. Vai jogar agora, não é? Vai começar a partida dele. Beleza? Valeu demais. Obrigado aí a você que esteve acompanhando. Gustavo Eide, infelizmente, perdeu lá no IAS, né? No torneio de IAS na Romênia. Perdeu 2-0, tá eliminado também nas quartas. Aí tem o juvenil. Deixa eu ver como é que foram os brasileiros. Tivemos juvenil masculino e feminino nas duplas, que nas individuais nós não temos mais brasileiros, né? O Guto Miguel ganhou ao lado do Sesco, 2-1, está classificado. Isso aqui é quartas de final, né? Ou é semifinal já? Deixa eu dar uma olhada, semifinal. Então já vai para a final, Guto Miguel. Já vai para a final, beleza? Tá no masculino classificado. As brasileiras que fizeram a dupla aí, ó, Naná Silva e Luísa Barros, venceram também nas semifinais do juvenil feminino de Wimbledon. Ganharam 2-1. Também estão classificadas. Estão classificadas para a decisão do juvenil feminino de duplas. Então é isso aí. Muitas finais. E agora nós vamos ter o Putinelli em Bogotá. Nós vamos ter aí muitos brasileiros no fim de semana para a gente acompanhar aqui no canal Planeta Esportivo. Amanhã teremos Karolina Muchova e a Linda Noskova, duas atletas da República Tcheca, disputando o título do feminino aí de Wimbledon por volta de meio-dia, tá bom? Beleza, valeu demais, obrigado a você que esteve acompanhando aqui o nosso canal Planeta Esportivo, obrigado. Amanhã vai ter o Guto Miguel, 10 horas da manhã, no juvenil masculino, no juvenil feminino, aí o mais cedo, né? Por volta de 8h30 da manhã, com a Naná Silva e a Luísa Barros. Beleza, valeu demais, obrigado por tudo, obrigado a você que esteve ligado em nosso canal Planeta Esportivo. O Cine tá falando ali, né? Vamos ver se dá para ouvir um pouquinho.
What's it like to play in front of so many fashion icons in the royal box?
Yeah, it's nerve-wracking, but in the same time, you know, the most important for me is to perform in the best possible way, and but we also try to combine it, you know, with the best possible outcome. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm a tennis player, so I try to put the ball in court as much as I can, and yeah, so but we are standing in a good point, so I'm very happy. So thank you so much, and thanks everyone for coming. Thank you.
JANNIK Sinner into Sunday's final. We wish you...
Aí JANNIK Sinner falando um pouquinho, a gente deu para ouvir um pouquinho, né? Beleza, valeu demais, obrigado e até uma próxima oportunidade. Domingo tem mais, hein? Domingo tem mais tênis. Vamos acompanhar domingo aí pela manhã as finais Tá bom? E vamos acompanhar aqui no canal Planeta Esportivo. Amanhã teremos futsal. Amanhã, pela manhã, o dia todo, amanhã futsal aqui no Planeta Esportivo. De manhã e de tarde, viu? Então fique ligado, de manhã e de tarde tem futsal aqui no canal Planeta Esportivo. Um abraço, até a próxima. Tchau, tchau. Planeta Esportivo conectando você ao mundo do esporte.